What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers. I also want to break down some bullish news that came out for Tesla involving China. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it's the entire Tesla community as a whole. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the markets and Tesla. So Tesla has some big news that came out as it's going to be showing off its humanoid robots Optimus at the Chinese AI conference, but it's going to be just behind a glass. Now, despite that, it's still very, very good news because we're starting to see Tesla being featured, and a lot of people are going to be looking at Tesla very, very differently, knowing that Tesla is not just a car company, but they're developing AI and doing other very, very bullish things. Now, one thing worth noting is that the self-driving technology has a neural network, but these AIs are said to also have the same thing. And this is going to give them computer vision technology, which is seen as for the future of robots to help them handle multiple tasks simultaneously. And simultaneously, the robots are learning from other robots, right? It's going to be very important to learn tasks that they're going to be able to do. And Tesla has a product that's going to be capable of learning things, doing human tasks, and the possibilities are basically just endless from here. That's why Elon Musk is saying that, this could lift Tesla's market cap to about $25 trillion in the future. Musk believes that, and he also believes that eventually they will end up entering like full scale production with this. But I just want to say that this is very, very awesome. This is a good glimpse into the future. I'm trying to put like politics aside or any kind of like dystopian narratives about this, like about robots and such. I just want to say that it's still bullish because of what they're capable of doing, what it's going to do at least for many different industries, and also because of the amount of revenue this is going to bring in for Tesla. We're just talking about it from this perspective. I'm not accounting for anything else because I'm not really trying to talk about that right now. I'm just focusing on just this topic, but it's still very bullish news. I think that with this AI development, there's going to be a lot more talk coming out, a lot more exposure that Tesla has to the AI world. People still don't know that Tesla's an AI company. People still don't know about the full self-driving technology. It's still, very, very unknown out there. So now as people are starting to learn about it, we're starting to see a lot more buyers stepping in. They're starting to defend Tesla very nicely. And we're starting to see this AI fueled run, which is finally coming to Tesla, right? Tesla's back in the green. We saw this happen to Nvidia and the others, and Tesla's is just barely continuing. There's also more bullish news that came out that the Tesla vehicles are becoming approved as the Chinese government vehicles, and that's actually very interesting. Now, say what you want about politics. Like I said before, guys, I'm trying to be unbiased or not really talk about politics. But I just want to make it very clear that this is very important. This could actually lead to large amounts of sales in the country, especially from the governmental end, if this ends up leading to more buyers and such, at least from that point. But I still think that's very, very bullish, at least for Tesla, because once again, Chinese sales are going to be improving a lot thanks to news like this. They're going to be looking at a lot of different things out there. In the past, there have been talks about some security risks over there. With that happening, and not great whatsoever, at least for Tesla in the beginning. But as time has gone on, things have improved between their relationships and such. So I just want to make it very clear that so far there have been very, very important areas that have approved Tesla Model Y and made it once again a government approved vehicle, which means that as time goes on, there's a possibility that we're going to be looking for more of these Model Ys to be purchased, and this will lead to a lot more sales for Tesla. So that's actually quite bullish too. So good stuff so far. If more models get approved as well, that's going to be bullish. And this is one of the first times we've actually seen like a foreign car company that's once again getting these approvals from China. So it is technically bullish. There's also some news coming out that the EU is inspecting the Tesla Giga Shanghai for individual duty rates. And unfortunately, because of what's going on right here, there's going to be increased tariffs on potential Chinese EVs. But there is going to be like a little bit of an individualistic aspect to it. So not every single EV is going to be like taxed the exact same way. It's going to be dependent on many different factors, from materials, from other things that are going on, the prices, and all these different things. So that all has to be accounted for. I think that's why we're starting to see the EU inspecting the Gigafactory. And there's other reasons why, but I just want to make it very clear that once again, Chinese made EVs are very, very cheap. You have to remember that they're very, very cheap. And if China was the one that was producing all these EVs and kind of like shipping them to Europe without any of these tariffs, it would be much cheaper for a lot of people, even like here in the US. So with this happening, okay, Europe has to remain competitive, and there's many other reasons as well, such as like politics and such that get in the way. And there's a bunch of different factors, but they are once again going to be increasing a lot of tariffs on many of these different Chinese-made EVs, and that is going to affect Tesla. But this is not necessarily new news. We're just seeing some investigations going on and more prices to be determined. But it's something else that's worth noting. So what's going on with Tesla? What do I see happening? Like I said in my video from the morning, to watch that 250 resistance, right? Tesla was kind of shuffling here in the morning, came down below it, all the way down to 242, came back up to 250, back down to about 243, and back up to about 250. So you can see it's just range trading right here. And we've been kind of moving very close to 250 for quite some time. So I think that Tesla is going to continue to shuffle in this range for the majority of the day. But you could see since it came back down to 243, it's been trying to recover and slowly uptrend back up. So it's trying to get back up to about the 252 area. I would love to see us close near the high of the day. If we do end up approaching the high of the day, which is like right here at 252, and yes, we could be pushing higher. But overall, Tesla's holding up very well. As long as we close above 250, we're going to be fine. And we're looking pretty good right now. So I'm seeing buyers defending it. We're seeing the market once again continuing to get bought up. If you look at SPY, it's continuing to soar to new highs, hitting 554.5. Breakdown, we're going up to 555. If we were to reject here, I'll be looking at 553.76 or 75 as our resistance. That's where this previous area was. That's going to be our support. This was previous resistance becoming support, by the way. Lose that, then you have the 20 EMA followed by 552. Those are some very, very tight scalp levels, but overall SPY is still bullish and has more upside potential. There's no sign of this breaking down. So far, so good for the bulls. For Nvda, there's a big fight going on with Nvidia. The bulls want to close it above 127. Bears are trying to keep it below. We're just shuffling right now, so it's kind of in the middle. I want to see if we could close above 127 or not. That will determine some price action for next week. We're actually fighting to hold this previous resistance becoming support right there, so I'll be watching to see if we could close above that or not. I think we're going to shuffle, but we'll have to wait and see. Bitcoin kind of pumped a little bit. It dumped quite a bit. Now it's trying to make its way back up. But remember, we're testing previous resistance becoming support where the yellow line is. That's at 57,000. So we'll see if we get a rejection or not. I'll be watching that very, very closely. For the QQQ, we're pumping very, very nicely. We basically have this 496 resistance area. If we break through this, I think we could be actually going a little bit higher. If we do break above 496.5, I'd be basically eyeing us to get very close to about 498. And then if we end up losing 495, look at 494. If that fails us, we're going down to 492. Overall, we look more bullish, holding up nicely, consolidating within this range, and we're trying to break resistance. So I favor upside more. I think there's a good chance we try to push even higher. For Apple, we're looking quite good. We actually have a bullish wedge form. So this looks bullish. So I'm watching this 225.5 resistance. If we manage to break through that, I could see this going all the way up to about 227 next week. So it's looking pretty bullish so far from Apple. No sign of this failing. For Supermicro, we're actually doing a pretty good job right now. We're trying to rebound right here. So we're trying to push back up. If we could try to hold above this, previous resistance, which was actually it was actually supported at one point in time. If we manage to close above this, there's a good chance this could actually push back up to the 860s next week. So it's showing some life right now. We're actually seeing a little bit of a recovery attempt. Supermicro still has some juice left. For just a couple more, we have Coinbase. Nice little recovery gap down. Now it's trying to rebound. So we're above this trend line. If we close above here, we could actually make a nice recovery attempt. Um, is there still downside potential? It still technically is existent since we have like a rising wedge, but we're not ready to reject yet. We could be trying to go back up to about 228. I'll be watching to see if that ends up being the case. For Amazon, Amazon's once again on a very, very nice uptrend. We're kind of consolidating right here at 200 as resistance and then 197.5 as support. I'll be watching this range. We're looking pretty good so far. I think Amazon's going to likely hold up and shuffle in the 200s, so we'll just have to see how things go. For Meta's continuing to break out right now, approaching these new highs, and we're going to be watching what happens around this resistance at 537. If that breaks, I'll be looking at basically 540. I think that's going to be our next potential target. If not, if we end up failing to break that, then I'll be looking at support at 535. But overall, still looking quite bullish. For Microsoft, we broke past the resistance. I called this out. If 466 broke, I said to call out and watch 468. We managed to reach this, so it's looking pretty good. If we manage to break through that, I'll be looking at 470, so it's still very bullish. If we were to come back down, watch 465, but we look more bullish, we favor upside. For Google, we're trying to push as well. Going to be looking at 192. If this breaks, look at 194. If we come back down, watch 190 and 188. Overall, Google is still looking bullish. So that's it for my analysis, guys. I want to give you guys a quick update so far. Charts look very bullish. Let's see how Tesla closes. If it closes above 250, we're going to be in a good place. I see some more potential upside, at least for the stock. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day. Just know that Tesla is still looking bullish, at least towards close, and we'll see how things go. I'm very excited about these AI catalysts that are coming out, especially with the Optimus robot being presented now at different conferences. I want to just keep all politics aside when I say that, by the way, so I'm just trying to be unbiased. It's great news for Tesla, and it's very bullish for the share price for the long term. So with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day, and peace out.